How do I qualify the right people to connect to? How do I qualify them?
Simple.
But
If you are a marketing executive, go to head of marketing. Simple. Go to the highest person possible, right? That's how you qualify, because HR has 2000 resumes a day to look at, right? You have to go to the concerned department and the highest person in the concerned department, because they will have a say in the hiring decision at the end. So that is my advice.
thank you. Maria, do you have any suggestions on qualifying people?
I think when in my interviews with employers, so I've interviewed employers across the globe, and in these conversations that I've had with them, I ask the same question: is, who decides? Is it you or HR? And I'm always told the same thing. They tell me, Maria, I sit down with my HR and I tell them what I need. They put together the job specs, and they go out. They're responsible for bringing me back candidates. If I'm not happy with their candidates, I might go to a different recruitment office, or we might deal with a different company. However, they always come back to him or her desk, right? So if you want to qualify, you need to qualify with that first port of entry, from what I've been told. And that means that if you're applying to these adverts on LinkedIn or on job portals, the first person that you want to qualify for is the ATS, if it's a large company, right? Or the filter on LinkedIn. So first protocol. Once you make it through that, then you have to think, well, who's next? It most likely will be the talent department, and they're vetting hundreds of CVs to then decide the top 20 that are going to go onto the employer's desk. However, in saying that, employers have also told me, if we hear of someone, we will go to the person responsible for finding these candidates and say, has this person applied? Please look out, right? So I would say, think about the entry point that you're in and make sure that you qualify at that entry point. If you qualify, then it's like gamify it. Qualify in the first entry, try to qualify in the second entry. And while you're qualifying at the first and second, also, as Shashmita saying, go to the person of that department, not because by sneaking around you're going to get it, but because you're like, hi, remember me? I've applied. And so they're going to put in a word, and they're kind of going to look out for you. This is what I've been told by employers.
And that's absolutely right. In my 15 years of working as a HR and a recruiter, this is exactly how the whole job search process works. They give us the specs, we go ahead and market it, but sometimes there is a disconnect as well. So if you're going to reach out directly to the person who's hiring, then you have a much better chance to explain how you are qualified for that role, because the HR knows, how to qualify you, but, they're in the same industry as you, they're doing the same role as you. So they would, kind of understand the language you're speaking. So it is not just the leaders that you can reach out to. You can reach out to fellow colleagues as well, your future fellow colleagues in the team itself, and try to ask for reference and say, hey, what, I saw this job, I've applied on the portal, I've sent an email to the HR, I haven't heard back. I was wondering, how did you get hired? What did you do differently to be a part of this organization? Can you give me some advice? Because I really like your organization because of A, B, and C. You need to do some research before going and asking for a job. You need to know and understand what the company stands for and what they're trying to solve before you go and ask for a job.